Yeah. Can you
All
hear
right,
me?
so sorry about that.
Not a
Okay, so
problem.
the issue is, no matter what we do for the
Yes.
old TMT, we always face
Mm.
one challenge, which is on the exchange. Because
Okay.
if a coin is new and people are trying to embrace it, it has to be cheap. The
Yes.
cost of acquiring the coin is supposed to be cheap. I get
One
what I'm
more
saying.
guy. Yes.
Yeah, price might be cheap, okay, but the
How many
cost
people
of
is
getting it,
coming?
which is the gas fee. So if you go to
Yes.
Uniswap right now, if you go to Uniswap right now and try to buy TMT right now, the gas fee is extremely high. Are
Yes,
you know what I'm
sir.
saying? Uh-huh. So that's why we kind of like move to TMT BEP 20. Are you know what I'm saying? Where the gas fee is very low, like less
Mm.
than $1. Are you know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's why we move to TMT. Okay, even the cost of doing transaction. I get what I'm
Yes.
saying. Even the cost of doing transaction, like sending from one person to another, is also cheap. I get what I'm saying.
Yes.
The TMT P20, but you cannot say same for the old one. Now, if we are going to move forward, the deadline for TMT ERC20 to TMT BEP swap has ended before. I get what I'm
Yes.
saying. Yeah.
Yes, I know.
So I might allow a small window. I get what
Uh-huh.
I'm saying. I might allow a small window for some people to swap, but they'll have to pay a fee because they missed the initial one. I get what I'm saying. Now, once that
Yes,
is
I
done, that
understand.
chapter of swapping old TMT for new TMT is closed, and we move
Mm.
ahead because I have a plan that will, number one, get TMT, create awareness for TMT. That's number one.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, it will also cause for people to like trade on Foodman Swap, which is the exchange where TMT BB20 is listed.
Mm-hmm.
I get what I'm saying, which will also help the price. So I'm
Okay.
planning to do a private sale before the
Yes.
public pre-sale of TMT BB20.
Okay.
Okay. Now in the private sale, it will be done in such a way that because we have a target to raise about 2 BNB. I get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because if we're going to create the contract for the pre-sale, because what we want to do with the pre-sale is not going to be on TMT website. It's going to be a contract that will be designed to handle the pre-sale,
I
such that as
understand.
you are buying through the pre-sale, you're getting the coin. Now, the
Mm.
sales from that pre-sale, at the end of the pre-sale, I get what I'm saying, will go towards listing automatically on Pancake Swap Exchange.
Okay.
I get what I'm saying.
Yes.
I get what I'm
Yes.
saying. So
Yes, yes.
with that, what we can do is that we can do the public pre-sale on stage by stage level. I get what I'm saying, which will enable the slow appreciation of the price.
Okay.
Okay, I don't know if anybody is hearing me. If you can hear me, let me know. Okay, which will allow for the slow appreciation of the price. For
I'm
example,
hearing you.
okay, beautiful.
Production. I'm hearing you.
All right. So, for example, on Foodman Swap, TMT is trading at 0.407. So, if we are going to do this private pre-sale, the private pre-sale price is going to be 0.00, that is triple zeros one. I get what I'm saying. Now, anybody who says he wants to go and buy at the rate of Foodman Swap will have to go to Foodman Swap to go and buy it. I can say indirectly, what that will happen is that is increasing the price of TMT on food mass swap because they say because they want to buy at a lesser rate. Are you know what I'm saying? Which will make the price to come up and meet the private resale price. Okay. Now, once we achieve that and we achieve our goal of 2 BMB, okay, what will happen is that we will create a contract and we have to pay to create the contract. Nothing that is you're doing right now in the cryptocurrency space is cheap. You know what I'm saying? So you have to pay to create a contract, a pre-sale contract, okay, that automatically, as people are buying the coin, okay, are buying the coin, they automatically receiving it in their wallet, and the proceeds of the sales will be on the contract. Now, let's say we do a 3 day private sale. Okay, let's say we do a 3 day private sale. What happens is that what happens is that at the end of that private sale, okay, the funds from the pre-sale will be used to get listed on Pancake Swap. Are you what I'm saying? At a price that
Yes.
will be slightly higher.
Mm-hmm.
Are you what I'm saying? From higher than the private pre-sale. So which means it will be higher than the price now for the on the for listing on Pancake Swap will be higher than the price of the pre-sale. I get what I'm saying. Like a
Yes.
stepwise, a step-by-step process to like build
Mm-hmm.
back the price. I get what I'm saying. With regular, like if we can have about 5 to 10 stages of the private of the pre or public sale. I get what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Each aimed at you know one creating attention and awareness because I think what happens these days is if a coin is going through a pre-sale and the price is going up,
Yeah.
people tend to go and buy the coin. I get what I'm saying. So to get
Yes.
on that traction, this is the strategy that we are going to use. I get what I'm saying. But at the same
Yes.
time, there has to be a use case for TMT. I get what I'm saying. There has to be a use case for TMT because we're not only talking about listing of pancake shop, we talk about creating, updating the website, writing, creating a
Mm-hmm.
white paper, because these are
Mm-hmm.
things that people ask. You know what I'm saying? And to create a quality
Sure.
white paper, it costs money to call somebody to come and create it for you.
Yeah. I understand.
You know what I'm saying? So these are some of the uh,
Yeah.
challenges,
Mm-hmm.
okay, that I'm looking to like because this thing is not it's not a short term it's not a short term plan. It's kind of a
Yes.
long term plan that will enable us,
Yes.
number one,
Mm-hmm.
build the liquidity of TMT, which is most important,
Yes.
and also the price of TMT. I get what I'm saying.
Yes.
So this is where we are right now, but we can't go far if we members of the community are not willing to participate. Because if I look and I see that this because right if I see that this community now is now like inactive, I might be forced to create a community for TMTB B20.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So that's where I am right now. You understand? And
Yes, I
you
understand, sir.
understand? So this is where I am right now, and I wish I have like because we learn every day in this crypto things change every day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yes,
saying? And
exactly.
I'm also looking at the use case. When you say that is it better to use TMT for shopping? I get what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying. Now the question now, if you're
Yes.
going to use TMT for shopping, what how do I call it? To use TMT for shopping, if you're going to use TMT for shopping, the question is the business that um will be offering that option, how would the business be
Mm-hmm.
funded? I get what I'm saying.
Yes, sir.
So it now boils down to okay, will TMT be like used for like maybe the business restocking from the value of TMT or from the market TMT market to be able to
Mm-hmm.
raise dollars because the kind of store now the kind of online shopping it will be an international one.
Mm.
Kind of like using AliExpress. I get what I'm
Yes.
saying.
Yes.
So that's I've done this before. You understand? It had these challenges due to
Yes.
the whole high gas fee thing. You understand? So there's still these are like the next level of TMT, like the use case aspect. What you what I'm saying? But right now, let's say we just want to feel the coin and create awareness and get people to buy
Mm-hmm.
it. The step is simple. Do a private pre-sale, raise the funds to create the pre-sale contract. Now, when the pre-sale
Yes.
contract is created and launched, people will be buying TMT from the pre-sale contract. Now, the price for the public pre-sale will be higher than the price on Foodman Swap Exchange. So people have two options. Either you buy
Yes.
cheap on Foodman Swap Exchange or you buy at the pre-sale price. So if they're buying cheaper, if they decide to go and buy cheap on the Foodman Swap Exchange, what it's doing is indirectly pushing the price of TMT up to level up
Mm-hmm.
with the pre-sale price. I get what I'm saying. So it's a step
Yes.
by step thing. So that way you're getting two things. You're getting new members to buy TMT, and at the same
Sure.
time you are getting the coin is adding liquidity is growing due to buying activities on the exchange.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Then
Yeah.
the pre-sale will be like short, maybe 2 weeks, 1 week pre-sale. At the end of it, we'll launch another pre-sale again, which is probably part two, which will
Mm-hmm.
be, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Which will be slightly higher than the the price of because at that time with the first with the first public pre-sale, it will be listing on Pancake Swap will be done automatically. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Yes.
So it's just a step by step thing.
Yes,
So
step
for
by
you,
steps. Mm.
yeah. So for you, I
Yeah, because
so for
right
you,
now,
for, for you, I think the best thing you have to do right now is to swap your ERC 20 to BEP 20.
sure, sir. Yes, I will.
You know what I'm saying? Because once you do yours,
For
you
that,
know,
I will contact to you privately for swapping my TMT. Am I right?
yeah, you contact me for swapping your
Yeah.
TMT to
Sure.
okay,
Sure. I
yeah.
will contact you. Yes.
So once that is done, like once I help you move yours, I close it because right
Yes.
now I only control about 75% of TMT.
Yes. Yes.
So if we are going to use that 75%, so which means by the time you do your own swap, I'll be controlling less. I get
Yes,
on
sir.
less than 75%. So if we are going to do this thing, it's going to be with the TMT that I have, the TMT
Mm-hmm.
BEP 20 that I have.
Yes.
You
Yes, I
understand?
understand. Yes, I understand.
Yeah.
Yes. So we need to share this information with the other members also uh, about the privacy. It's a challenging things. So have to share with other members and have
And that's the reason for this meeting.
their
So,
feedback.
like right
Their
now,
feedback. Yeah.
as we are speaking, it's recording. So whatever I say here
Sure,
will
sir.
be hosted on my YouTube channel, and I will also share it here for those who did not attend.
Sure. Sure, I
You
understand.
understand? Yeah.
Yes,
So,
sir.
but the thing there is a limited window to swap TMT to this thing. Once we reach that number and that
Mm-hmm.
deadline, we close it till we achieve our goal with TMT BEP 20.
Yes,
I
sir.
get what I'm saying.
Yes. Yes,
Because
sir.
the truth is this. If I am not the majority holder of a coin, if somebody, the creator of the coin is no longer the majority holder of a coin, it means that the community is supposed to be like the ones like in power. I don't get what I'm saying. So
Yes.
so, but it seems like when I lost that number one position as the holder of TMT ERC 20, as majority holder of TMT ERC 20, every other person like took a sabbatical leave, and it seems like that's why I had to create the BAP 20. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So,
Okay,
all right, no
sir. Thank
problem.
you. Thank you.
I
Thank you. I
will chat
understand.
you. I will chat
Sure.
you for us to proceed.
Yes.
Get what I'm saying? Yeah, for
Yes,
us to
sir. Yes,
proceed.
sir.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Then
Thank you.
any other person that watches this video, that watches this, listens to this audio, can now decide to contact me. But I will leave some write up as a guide
Yes, sir.
for them. Yeah.
That is great. Yes. Thank you. Thanks for your
All right, no
time.
problem. Thank you for
Yeah.
attending.
Bye. Bye, sir.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
You're
Take care.
welcome.